Hello, everyone. My name is Alex Muchnik from Raz-Lee Security. Thank you for joining us for this week's webinar about AP Journal for IBM iShops. Each week, through the end of the year, we will presenting one or two webinars covering the major modules of our iSecurity products. A few words about our company. RazLee, founded in 1983. We are the widest security solution offer in the market. We 100% focus on AS400 platform. Our corporate offices in States, Italy, and Germany. We are IBM business partner, and our products install more than 40 countries, over 20,000 license, and we have a partnership with the major global companies for SIEM and DAM solutions all over the world. Our unique products is our anti-ransomware, change tracker, and capture. So as you can see, this is the map of our global distribution network. As you can see, we are in every state in the world. And our business partners are most important companies in the world. Imperva, SCA from States, McAfee, iTech, RazLee. We are RazLee, of course. Okay. And we have special partnerships, OEM partnerships with Imperva, and technical partnership with IBM and McAfee. And we supported all SIEM and DAM systems that you may know in the world, like RSA, QRadar, Splunk, and Logarithm, and others. This is our selected customer list. So as you can see, we have our product installed in Bank of China, in Avis, in CHS, Community Health Systems, and many other companies all over the world. Today, we will cover a product, AP Journal product. So as you can see, this is our suite of products that we can see the category of our product. So as you can see in auditing, we have audit product and others, and the protection category we have firewall, and we have special category of antivirus and encryption, and the AP Journal belongs to the database category. Okay, so let's look into the next slide. So why we need the AP Journal? This is the most important question that we have to ask ourselves. So this is the agenda of this meeting, to know a little bit about the AP Journal, the requirements, and how to define it, because one of the important things in our products, including AP Journal, it's the simplicity of installation and implementation. So this is most important. So if you know one product of RazLee, of iSecurity, then you can easily to know the other products, because the concept is the same, the menus are the same, the language are the same. So it's easy to operate the product. And I will show you how simply you can install it and how you can define it. In a few minutes, you working with high quality system, high quality application, and it will give you solution immediately solution for your auditors and for your management. Okay, so let's look into the next slide. So usually we ask questions, important questions for business, because it's critical question for business, because without answers, our business won't be possible to work on our business from point of economics, a point of standards, and you must give answers to your auditors' demands. Okay, so let's look into directly to the examples. Why and what kind of questions and demands auditor may ask for us. For example, they want to know about non-conversational events in the evenings, in the nights for payments. They want to know who update the payments in the night hours. And with AP Journal, it's possible to do. You can monitor and send them to auditors automatic report or maybe automatic alert if someone is working in the night hours on the payment system or during the corporate summer vacation. Okay, and the auditors want to know, for example, in insurance companies, in the finance sector, they want to know if the rate of some important subject was changed more than 2% or 0.1%. It's important to know because this is very sensitive value, and any change that more than 1 or 2% is not normal change, and the manager, business manager, must know about it. So as you can see in the example, it's not only auditor demands, it also business demands. So manager, for example, manager of department, the card department, want to know when his employees confirm or update payment more than $10,000. They want to know, he want to know about it, just to know. Another examples is, for example, identify unauthorized view of confidential tables since last day. It's another example. And one for banks is to provide to customer with a timeline report showing mortgage history of over 20 years. It's also possible to do with the product. So first of all, I want to show you when we talking about AP journal, we're talking about database journal, the analysis from database. So I would just want to show you in a green screen. My screen is not green. This is my white screen. So I just want to show you example or maybe a short explanation how we can look into the file, the database. What is the database? So I'm looking inside the file, by the way, with our RazLee file editor file scope. I'm looking inside the file, and as you can see, we have every line, this is the record, and every column, this is the field, okay? And this is the database. So when we change with application data, we change value, we change data on the specific field. For example, I want to change now, I using my cursor here on this line, on this record number 67. And now I'm going to change to update with application, because as you can see, I'm doing the change directly. But usually the application user is doing the same activity from his application menu. For simply, I ask for 100 menu of application of ERP, something like this. So I'm just updating directly the value on this record, line the record, on the price field, and that's all. So I update the database. And then I want to monitor this database. AP Journal will give a solution to monitor the change that I did on this value. Okay, so it was just a background about the database. Let's go back to the presentation. Okay, so as I explained to you about the database, so in this slide we can see that the challenge here is to monitor the analyzing database activity with centralized system like AP Journal, and to provide information about who, what, when, and where. It seems like it sounds like politics, but exactly this is the politics and the security. This we had to give the answer to our auditors and our managers and security administrator. Who did this change? Why? When? Where? So it is possible, as I showed you before, on the in the file editor, from all application you can update, make an update. You not only make an update for the field, you can maybe delete this record or add new record. So I just showing you I showing you the example of update, and I will show you the delete also and the add option also. And what important thing is to understand how the system manage the changes on the data. So I'm going back to S400, and I will show you the most important thing that before I make a change on the file demo pf in the library smz1. So we have condition, one important condition, that this file must be journaled into known journal, into database application journal. So this is a condition. You must do it. You must journal the files, sensitive files, to journal. And not only simply journal it, you have to journal it with the image boat. This is technical definitions, but you have to journal with image boat. And the reason is to get the picture that was in the field, in the sensitive field, before the change and the after change. So this very important condition, and you must do it before you started using the AP Journal, or maybe we can assist you, not maybe, we can assist you in the product to journal the files. So you are in the good hands, so you can do all job. If you have files that not journaled, we can journal it for you from AP Journal. It's really easy and very friendly to do without any interruption to your business. You can do it in the working hours. I will show you immediately. So let's go back to the presentation. I hope that everyone can see it. Yes, everyone can see it. Okay. Okay, so the basics, journal capability. Okay. So as you can see, we have simple interface for database journal information. We collecting filtered data. It is possible to collect specific data, specific records, specific fields. You don't have to collect everything. Since you defined what is the sensitive data for you or for your business, then you can only monitor the sensitive data. You don't have to monitor everything. And as I want to show you once again the green screen, because it's important to show you the concept of the journal. So if I'm looking into the one of the journals, and we know that the journals, database journals, of course, defined to work with the receivers. The journal is the object, and the receivers are the members of this object. So this is how it's usually working in the S400. The journal is an object, and the receivers are the members of the object. So it's simply definition, but we know, I hope that you know, everyone know that receivers has very big size, has a very big size. And we often has to maintain and this size on this numbers of receivers. We always must clear it or delete the old receivers, and we need this information. It's very important for us, this information. So I'm going to show you now the slide that explain how AP Journal actually working. Okay, this is very important slide to explain to you the technical overview. As I mentioned before, we have in the left side, we have journals, database journals, okay? And we have receivers, the members of the journals, okay? Um, and all processes we can access and we can look into receivers and to see and to see and to see the data inside the receivers from IP journal. But we know the receivers are very big and it's very difficult and sometimes it can take time to look into the receiver, the big receiver from last month. So we created special our pattern, we call it containers. So it's our RazLee iSecurity function that no other system using it because it's unique for us. So we can take the receiver's data and we putting inside the containers, and the containers defined to work fast with very fast mode because it's written inside of our receivers. It's not written working together in receivers. It's separate system. In every time that we're looking into the containers, we can see the same data and the reaction of access to this container is very fast and very clear. And I will show you in a few minutes. You will see how it's working. So as I mentioned before, this slide is very important because um, all monitoring is based on real time. So we can do it in real time and we can maybe we can schedule the monitoring system. So you can choose if you want to work online every night, every day, every hour. So I recommend to use it in real mode. It's working every time, every day, every night. Okay, the system is working always. And as you can see, the data that we can analyze can be on our GUI client. I will show you in a few seconds the GUI client, and it can send alerts and reports from all analyzed data to your email with PDF or HTML format, or even you can look and see on the screen. You can analyze immediately what's going on inside the system, what is in the receivers, what is inside the containers, I can see the data that I already filtered. You can see on the screen, and of course with our GUI client, we have special component that we call business intelligence. Then you can see a significant report of data with the intelligent way to analyze the data. So I will show you now all on real how it's working on green screen. But I have to finish this slide because we have additional option that for until now you see that security auditing purpose of this tool. So now I'm going to add additional layer. Just look into this the same slide. I added in the left side, I added the business item. The business item, it's very unique definitions, and the purpose for this, it's not for security or auditing. The purpose is for business. So you can analyze from these different files. You can see the changes, the influence of the change between different files, and you have to connect between the files with some key, of course, but in the end, in the reporting, you will see the influence of one field in one file on other files that not connected directly to the one with each other, but the final result will give you a business intelligence decision or view. So I will show you in a few minutes more information about it. Okay, so this is the explanation how it's working, business analysis, integrating data from multiple database. For example, we have file of payments, interest rates, another file, and all these files are with different systems, different libraries, but we collect them together as a business analysis, business item. And all them together will give us full view of loan number. Okay? And then we can see the full picture. When the one sensitive field change in one file, it will you will see the influence on other files to all together will give you a very important intelligent picture to you. Let's look into the product. So it's very easily to install this product. We send you a link, you download, you run it, put the IP address, username, and password, and the product installed. So we have our main portfolio menu, so you can see all our products. In last week, we saw together the audit and the authority and the password reset will be next week. The capture and the IP journal we covered today. Firewall was in a few weeks ago. So now we're talking about the IP journal. Also, you can use this menu or the short command. This is the product. So from the moment that you install the product, you have to do next. First of all, to map your application journal in the company. Option 51, you press enter, and from this moment, you get the full map of your company journal in this machine. So now you don't have to look into the journal. What is the name of this journal? What is the name of this journal? You already have from with our product, you can see the full picture. And after you get this picture, then you have to ask yourself, what is the purpose of each journal? What is the reason that someone created this journal? Maybe this journal created 5 years ago, 10 years ago. Maybe you don't need this journal. So first of all, you have to ask yourself and your colleagues the reason that this journal was created and it's running, it's on the system. Okay, after you know everything about the journal, then you have to create the application that based on this from this journal. So option 8 will create for you application, internal application in the product, and also the reports that you can combine with this application. So I did this, I already created for you, and I'm just jumping directly to the application screen, and I created an application with this name, and if I look inside, I can see that this application can be any name with the 5 characters, and you see that it's based on this known journal, and I believe that you know the name, the purpose of the journal, because this is a demo. In your machine, you must know the purpose of this journal. And then you can include all files that already journal into this journal with option yes here, or you want to use the selected mode to include the files one by one. So I recommend you, first of all, to find the sensitive files in your system, to ask your programmers, what is our sensitive file that we want to monitor for our key users or for our management? And I ask my colleagues here in the company, and I decide in a few seconds you will see the next screen. Oh, thank you. So I decide to monitor this specific file. As I showed you before with our file editor, file scope, I updated. So I decided to monitor this specific file. Of course, I can look into the file to see the object description, to see the fields, to see description. I can check myself, from this screen. But after I defined this file, let's look into the change that I'm going to do now to this file. And I'm going to change this file that already journaled. I'm going to change one of the values, for example, here. I'm going to change this value price. I change it to 101. I change it. Okay. And now I'm going back to the application journal. Oh, sorry. And now, after the application is running, okay, is working, I make a change from some other third-party application menu, or maybe directly with SQL or DFU or with our file scope. So now I'm looking inside with option 5. I'm looking inside the receivers, the IBM receivers. I look inside. I want to see what I can see inside the receivers. As you know, it's impossible to understand directly in the receivers of application journals the data. It's very difficult to analyze if you look inside. But with our product, it's very simple. I look in the last one, this event from last seconds, and the type of this event was update. I can see the object, I can see the job, and even I can see the program that this change was done from and the user. So now I'm just looking at option 5. And then I can see magnificent view. I can see here the next information. First of all, I know that UP it's update. And then I know the object that the change was and the member. I see the date, timestamp. I can see the program that was responsible for this change, a job definitions, IP address, and the user and his description. And most important, I can see the change that was before the value and after. And in the blank color, I can see that the price was changed, and I can see what was before, and I can see what was the after status. Okay, so was example how to look from the receivers. But imagine that you have receivers with 100 giga or maybe 10,000 or 10,000 giga. So if I press option 5 on 10,000 giga receivers, it can take maybe 5 minutes to show you the results, maybe less. But if I'm looking into our own information in containers, so it's locally, it's not connected to any journal, live journal, so you can see it faster. And I recommend to use this option, containers option, because it's faster. As you can see, the reaction is very fast, and you can see the same information inside. And more of this, in both views, you can see the 6 will show you if this activity, this change was done for SQL client. So it's important because it's not SQL, you won't be able to see something, but it's possible from this screen to know which events was changed through SQL on or other option. And also, if you want to see the visual picture of how the user did this change, from which menu, what was written on his screen. So with option 9, you can easily to look into the full visual picture of the user. So this option will activate our other tool. Maybe I will show you the next workshop about the capture. So it will give you a picture from capture, a full visual picture. Okay, so it was very easy to understand how to define, how to journal, and how to activate the product. Easy to understand. And now just look into the next option that we have in the application. So we have the application name. We know that this is based on this journal. We know the files that we monitoring, and now we want to filter, because maybe this file is very big and then we don't want to see everything. So I can include filter in my diagnostic. I can include filter, for example, these are our functions that we using in all our products, in audit and firewall, in all our products based on this like a query, very similar query options, and you can use this function on this field, on this column. And for example, I want to know about the change only for delete, PT, add records, and update. That's what I want. And in the end, the next option here on the specific file, you make additional filters. For example, I want to know the price that more equal or maybe equal greater and equal 10,000 or 10. So you can make here, define here formulas as you wish, as you need. So in the finance world, you can make any formula that you want to do. Okay. So now we have filters defined. And then we have alerts. So now our purpose with building this application, it's to get alerts about non-standard change in the field that calls price field, and look into the condition and the filter on the alerts. So I did here special filter that will send me alert only when the price greater or equal 100. Okay. So in the moment that I change, in few minutes ago, I changed it to more than 100, and then I got the message. This is my message queue. The change was done. The price has changed without approval more than we can see the new value, and here we can see the old value, the value that was before and who did it. So let me show you how I define it. I'm going back to the application and option 4, alerts on data. I get inside the alert in the next screen. In the next screen, I can write, it's a very simple message. I can write any text that I want, and by F7, I can add the value, the real value that on the field. So by F7, I can choose any key, any field that I want, it's relevant for this case, and it will be added. So I added here this field, and after that I wrote in simply text by, and I added another field by username, would F7, very simply, and then it will ask me the output, what I want to do with this alert. So first of all, I want to send it to my email. Okay, let's go to my email. I hope that I receive something in email. So everything now in real mode. So nothing was, it's not real, it's not demo. I'm not showing you the demo. I'm showing you now the real scenario. Okay, so let's wait for some mail. I hope that I will get some mail. No, it's not here yet. Yeah, this is the mail. This is the example of the mail. The same sentence, the price has changed without approval. You can see the value that was after, and in this place it's before change and who did it. And I can add here it's timestamp, and more of this I can disable or end the user work during this activity. So I can combine not only alerts, passive alerts to management. I can also call program, or I can call special activity to disable the user that did this activity. So it's proactive work on our security auditing systems. Okay. And of course, I can send the message to my message queue, and also I can send it to my SIM machine. And if I can show you the example of SIM, this is example of the SIM, and I can send message. It will get on your SIM machine immediately, and you can continue to analyze the event with your SIM machine. With option 8, you can define your SIM, and we support 3 SIM connectivities in parallel. So you can send this alert to QRadar, to Imperva, to ArcSight in parallel. Some companies want to migrate from SIM to SIM, from old SIM to new SIM, and during the migration process, they want to get the data in both machines. So we also cover this option. A few things about management of this application. Option 9, you can see next important information. First of all, you want that your monitoring system with our application journal will work also all day, all night, and especially after APL. So it's important to put it IPM, yes. Auto start at APL because it's important. The days that will keep data online, you have to also to decide how long you want to see the data inside the containers. Okay. Of course, we have the internal backup mechanism, and also we have maintenance container every month. Okay. This is the important definition of configuration. Let me show you another nice view of this tool. So I'm going to show you our GUI. So this is our GUI. I think you should know. It's not first time that you see this GUI. Okay. So if I'm looking inside the journal, so it's here located in this section. This is our journal, and we see everything that we have here. We have on the green screen. But we have only one difference. This is the visualizer that I will show you in a few seconds. So I looking into the application outputs. I looking of the same application that I did on the green screen. It's the same view. I'm getting inside, and here I can see journal option, option 5 in the green screen, collecting data on containers, option 6 on the green screen, and visualizer. This is the advantage. This is a new option that you have in this tool. You don't have it on the green screen, so you can also click here and get the visual data. Let's look into the containers, for example. So I can choose the time, and by the way, I can send report immediately to my email. I can choose the type and send it to my email. But I want to show you how it's looking on the screen. Okay. Okay. So I have to refresh it, or maybe even reconnect the connectivity to this system. Okay. I'm getting inside to journal, application outputs, the application. Let's look into receivers inside the table, everything as it's in. And in the right side, in the bottom of the screen, we have the time that we can know that what is the status of data. And here the changes that I did, and look inside the last change, I changed it more than 100. And as you can see, before This is the value before on the price. This is value that after the price. And all information you can see in the top. So the purpose that I'm showing you the GUI, it's very important because you can give this solution, this installation of GUI and visualizer, you can give to the person that doesn't have any knowledge on S400. So you can install it on his PC, on this Windows, and he can get everything from the tool. He can send reports, he can monitor, he can analyzing, everything he can do on without knowledge on S400 at all. Okay? So let's look into this same application output with the visualizer. Let's look into the visualizer, how it seems like. Okay, so the visualizer, it's statistics tool. So you can see the statistics view. For example, we look into the application that based on the journal, that based on the file that journal inside the journal. And now we can look into the bottom of the screen. We can see the user profile, for example. Who did the change? Alex. The quantity, you see the quantity. And what is the object that was involved here? Alex did this change, and also before he did another change to other file. What program was responsible for this change? This is the program. And if I want to drill to data to see more information about this program, I can use his option, drill to data. And then I can see more information about this change. Okay, so let's wait here. You see all information, more information about the change. So you can get inside and to see more information, what was value before and after. It was the change that I did 1 hour ago. Okay. All right, let's look into this view IP address that the change was done. What was the operations? I did 17 deleted. Also, what important thing that I must to add is that it's possible to see a read activity of the users. So we combine special mechanism inside the IP journal that you can see the read activity. If someone read sensitive data, it is possible to see with the IP journal. This is very important to mention. The program library this change was done. This is the library of our file editor, file scope. Okay, and of course, when we design and define the application, we can filter the application that not only showing us the known application changes. Maybe it's not interested for us to see who changed when for formal application of the clients. We want to see the deltas. We want to see the abnormal access to the file. So we can exclude, or maybe we can put the filter with the condition that will show us not only application libraries, will show us only not non-application libraries like SMZ1, because this kind of bypass to change the information on the physical live files. Okay, all right, so let's go back. And as you can see here, we have all options that you have on the green screen, you also has here on the GUI. So if in your company you have professionalists with S400 and they know very well S400, so you can offer them to use also GUI and green screen. But if you have only people that can use the Windows and you can offer them the GUI, they will be very happy to use it because it's very easy to understand and very easy to implement it. Okay, let's go back to the green screen. I want to show you the most important function in the AP journal, because we have very smart function in the product. So maybe you will need more training, more education about the specific function inside the product. We can send you a manual and you can read about it on our website. I want to show you today most important definitions. And it's not only important by us, it's important for business. It's based on experience of many years and many installations and implementation the customer side all over the world. So when we're coming to the customer side, we asking question what exactly they want to monitor, they want to alert, what kind of alerts, and after we define it, we make very simple definitions, and it will be very simple to implement. So when you install it, ask first of all your question, your managers or your key users or security auditor, what you want to achieve with the tool, what kind of monitoring you want to get, how many, what kind of alerts you want to get. Okay, so let me show you the additional functions in the product. After we defined the application, okay, this is basic application. We don't want to change it. We don't want to make some different change or update on this application because it's already defined and everything is working perfect. We can look inside with the receivers. We can see data. We can see inside with the container. We can see data. We know what the kind of filters we make for this application. Everything working okay, and we're happy. But now we want to take this data and make from this data reports. So by option 12, okay, and option 1, you just have to copy this application to report. Maybe you can put here P, it's report, okay, and then you have the same definitions with objects, with filters, and from this moment, this definition, I can also change here this for a report. I put it report. Everyone will know that this is the application and this is report, sorry. And after I defined, I can send reports. I can make from this definition, I can make reports, schedule reports. I can send it to scheduler. It will take a file. It will send me PDF format or HTML format, etc. So this is the very important definition for you, and the place to define it in other options like work with report scheduler, etc. So this is what I want to show you, how to build reports, simple report. There's nothing special here. It's the behavior is almost the same as the application, but report usually based on the container data. Okay. And one more thing that I want to show you, I already mentioned it in my previous workshop. It's about the groups and items. So we can run report, by the way, not only from the AP Journal, other products. We can run reports based, sorry, I'm talking about option 36, the time groups. I can build here time groups, for example, working hours, and I can just a minute. Okay, I can make here the time of this group. For example, this company starting work from 8 to 70. This is the time, for example. So I filled this table, okay, and then I can run a report that based on this time. So it can catch the users that connect to the system in non-working hours, in the evening, in the nights, and then you can monitor inside the application that I already built. Okay, I can that everything that you will see here by option 6 or 5 will based on the working hours. So you can catch only users that working in the nights, And then it was easily to analyze your abnormal behavior of the users, of the customers, and then maybe you can take a decision how to block them, and with our other tool like firewall. So we have a workshop a few weeks ago about the firewall. So in the future we maybe return again with the firewall. We will show you additional information how to block users. So it was just a remark how we have very important synergy between products. So I show you now the journal, and from journal I can see visually my capture data, my real S400 pictures that recorded into the capture tool. And after I catch users that working in the night hours with the firewall, I can block them. I can block these users. So we have very important synergy between all our products. And I personally recommend you, if you install Juno, you have to take also the audit in the firewall, because all three products has a very important synergy between them. And the capture, it depends on your needs and your company. It's also, let me show you just a small picture of capture, how it's looked like when you're recording someone. And for example, here, this is myself, or maybe let's take this user, AU user, and I'm going to look inside, and I can see here everything that he done. You see, I'm just looking inside my manager. Sorry that I did it, but I looking what he done in last hour, and everything was recorded. And especially when the change in the AP journal was done, I can see the change. Let me show you once again the change in the AP journal. If I see the change from this view are a very unique view. So if you look inside the change, you can see the data, you can see the field, everything. But if you look inside with the capture, you want to see the real picture. You want to see real how it did this change. So this real evidence, if in the case of investigation or something that connected with the law, so this is real evidence, picture evidence. Let me try to find this screen. No, this is not recorded by me. Okay, let me try once again, make a recording by myself, and then I will show you, because it's important to me also. Oh, it's not active at all. The system is not active. Okay. I'm changing once again. Okay, I'm going to this field, sensitive field that I defined. This is the field is very sensitive, and I change it more than 100. Okay. Let's look in last 5 minutes. As you can see, it was receivers. It's working slowly. Okay, this is the change that I did. And now we're trying to look into the visual picture. No, it's not connected yet. Maybe it will take time, but you have to believe me that this is working. And as I showed you before, you can see in the capture directly, you can see the full picture in last 10 minutes, for example. No, we have to still, the product was down, so it will take a few minutes until it starting recording everything. Okay, so let's go back to the journal, application journal. Okay, so as you can see, we have many options on the screen, and I want to show you additional option of the screen. First of all, option 81 will allow you to add the license code and also allow you to manage the SIM connectivity. Oh, I got message the price was changed. Okay, nice. And it was an email. Okay, so I can define here the SIM control. I can define the SIM machine. As you can see, we have 3 SIM that we can connect, and also we have SNMP definition. So in the old pre-SIM systems, we have this connectivity also, and we have additional Twitter definitions. Okay, and let's look into the next screen. It's important to mention the all other functions of this very magnificent tool. So we have, let me show you, just a moment. Okay, option 11. Okay, so look into the additional option that usually the customers has to know how to do it, and it's very useful. For example, as I showed you before, we analyzed until now this file in library Alex demo pf. Okay, and we receive specific changes on specific fields. And for example, sometimes you want to get more information, only one change in one field. So you want to know everything that changed. And sometimes the message can be very long, and it's not possible to understand usually and understand what was the change really changed. So we can define by option 51 output field per file. We can define enhanced the demo pf file that we are analyzing will show us only key fields and the changed fields. So we have few options here, very useful to do. And maybe sometimes you want to see all fields, not only the field that was changed in the files. So this is very important parameter that very useful, and you can use it. And also you can use ignore options. You can ignore some fields, and it's more enhanced knowledge, but it's possible to do, of course. Option 52, it's also very important option, especially for the customers and clients that using old file structure for system 36, system 38, maybe V4. So we know how to convert, how to modify, for example, the old files structure to the new. So we support it. Believe me, from my experience, we see a lot of customers that using very old structure of files, and we can support them. We can take these files, convert them with the IP journal, and send alerts. The same as a new file, the same as a new structure. So it's a very important solution, and we also have it. Okay. In option 55, we can use the conversion of data. So just small example, if you have a file with unknown characters inside, or maybe encrypted characters or mask characters, we can assist you to take for this long character or long string, we can take some element from position to position, and we can translate it to normal field. And then you can monitoring. So imagine that today you can ask us, for example, please monitor this file, but this file is, the string is very big, very long. We don't know what's written inside. It's encrypted, it's masked, it's a packed type of file. We don't know how to take from this long file specific field with a credit card or maybe something like this on price. So we can assist you with option 55. We can assist you how to do it. Okay. And another very important options, this is the journal care, building journals and receivers. building users. Sorry about the silence. Okay, so one important thing in the product that you have journal object care and journal management. So we know that the IBM journal and receiver management is not easy issue. It's not easy to manage. So we have option 79. You can manage everything here. For example, if you have physical object that journal into some journal that you don't want it, you can just easily end journal physical file, and after that start journal file to other journal. You can create journal receivers. You can create journal. You can delete journal receivers. You can delete journal. So you have full management from this tool. You don't need anything else. You don't need other menus. Everything has inside in this AP Journal tool. Okay, and we have maintenance scenario. You can maintain your receivers, application receivers. So everything in one place. And one important option that we have here, we combine it in the AP Journal. It's collect reads by database trigger. This option will allow you to see who read data, who read the file. Okay, so as you can see, we have indicators here before or after, and what is important remark to use it. Okay, we have this remark. Okay, so just remember that usually the IBM triggers has some small performance issue. So you have to think about it. If you you confirm to use the DB triggers on S400, sometimes it can take some performance. So do it easy and gently and calculate the risk to use it. But we have solution. We include it in the product. And another new feature that we added in the last year, this is the ticket-based trace. So this is important, one new feature, and I will only mention before we end this meeting. I just want to explain shortly the meaning of this ticket-based trace system. For example, I'm using the same example. I want to change the file, the data, with my file editor. Okay. Now I'm doing it directly with the file editor on S400, but I can do it from menu, for application menu, on your ERP system, on something like this. So when someone asked me to change this price, and I got confirmation from someone, and someone asks for me to change it, or maybe during my daily tasks, I have to do it. So I make a change. I put some value here, okay, and I update. And then I receive automatically message into my menu, into my screen. Please type the number or reason that you asked to update this sensitive field. So this alert, real-time alert, is coming from AP Journal. This is a new feature. And then the customer has to type the reason, or maybe the help desk number, case number, or maybe improvement of his manager. And from this moment, only after that, it can give you, it will confirm to change this value. So this is the ticket-based trace. It's new feature in new versions of AP Journal of our product. Let's go back to the presentation, and I want to see if I cover everything that I promised to you. Yes, I think we cover. Yes, so we cover everything. We cover the one important thing that the standards that require us to do this monitoring and alert system. It's GDPR, PCI, SOX. This is the standards that asking for us to do this, to install this tool. Okay. Yes, this is the examples that I show you in real time, the reports, the GUI, and that's all. I think I cover everything. Thank you very much that you join us. I have another workshop in December the 6th about a very smart solution of password reset for IBM I. This product, password reset, can solve to your help desk a lot of it can give you a solution to limit calls from the customer, from clients to reset the password. So from statistics that I did in the last year, more than 55% of help desk calls based on please reset my password. I forgot my password. Please open my user disable. Please enable the user. Please create new user. So password reset will give you a solution how user can reset the password by himself, exactly as we're doing in the Google, in our bank account, Yahoo account. It's working directly from green screen or from web. So I will like if you will join us in 6 December. It will really interesting workshop because I will show you also the web connectivity, how we reset it, and it's really fun. The product is really fun. Thank you very much that you joining me. If you have questions, I will answer now. Just a moment. I got a question. Andy asked me if I can use the tool for AP from QOD journal the system. No, we not recommend to use in the system because for this we have solution with audit. Our audit tool monitoring QOD journal in QC. So this is the correct product for QOD journal. Thank you for asking us. Another question. Another question. No, that's all. That's all. Okay. Thank you for joining us. Have a nice day and see you in the next meeting. Bye bye.